Hey everybody, Travis Holzem with Food Forest Abundance, Minnesota. Coming back at you. It's been a little hiatus. Haven't made a video in a while. Kind of had some personal things going on and kind of took my eye off the ball a little bit with my videos. But we're back at it, and I'm going to show you what my indoor grow has become from the last video that I posted with an update about it. There has been some issues with it, and I still have 0 tomatoes, but each one of these tomato plants are about 20 feet long, and they are starting to flower again. It's just kind of weird how they're growing, and just kind of crazy how it's happening. But now they're flowering, and I think this time they might bear fruit. But my outdoor season is starting, so I'm not going to have much time to spend down here with these guys. The peppers are okay. As long as they're getting water, they're happy. They're not growing out of control. But I'll show you in a second, and then I'll show you the other pepper plants and banana trees and stuff like that, and then the other stuff I can't show you. But then we have a citronella plant that is about 4 feet high, and now it's starting to grow wide, and that thing was 18 inches tall when I brought it in the fall, and now it is where it is. But I'm going to turn you around and show you what we got. Here is all the tomatoes. You see there's a lot of dried leaves and stuff like that, and it's kind of crazy how this thing is growing, because it's actually turning into a vine. I mean, I know their tomato plants are vines, but that's exactly what these are turning into. They're kind of dying off on the bottoms here and starting to grow. There's new growth, but on the other side of these trellises where the tomato plants are, they're fresh and green and getting flowers on them. So it's kind of crazy how it's been this winter. But that's, I can't remember her name, yellow pear tomatoes, some, I can't remember, Roma tomatoes, and maybe black cherry. Okay, that's what we got. So I'm going to bring you around and show you how far these have grown. And obviously I guess I could have hung the lights from the ceiling, but I just didn't feel like messing with that. But here's my citronella, and I'm going to kneel down so you can see how tall it is. And I don't know if you've ever smelled citronella before, but smell, you rub the leaves and stuff, and then the room smells really nice. But here we go. Here's underneath. You can see the canopy of vines going across, and each one of them goes all the way to the other side. And then we also had a lot growing down here, and we had some new stuff over here, and I'm going to bring you around and show you back here. All right, so all these vines, look how long that is. That starts at that bucket on the other side, and it's all the way over here. I can stretch it out. Here's the wall. Same with this one. You can bring this one all the way to the wall. But it's darker over here. And I guess, I don't know, it just seems like they're doing better in the lower light over here. And then here's another branch, or another vine, that, let me untangle that goes all the way over here. And look at all the flowers coming in on that one. This is the one that's, where's this coming from? That's coming from the middle, which is Roma tomatoes. So these are all going to be Romas. And the one over here is the black cherry. and then the other one's the yellow pears. And then here we got peppers. I actually do have peppers. Got some peppers growing under there. You can see those. So success, right? And they're, you know, they got a little bit more to grow. And then there was one, oh, there's a couple over here on that one. And no, what you call it? These are poblanos, and I do not have any growing yet. But it's looking promising because it's flowering again. And then you can see all the little black Hungarians here. I just didn't know there was that many. But then yeah, you come over to this side. Then you got a nice one growing under there, a little one there, and some more growing. So that one's going to continue growing. So those two are good, or those three. I can leave those in there all summer by themselves underneath this light, and they'll just fruit all summer long. These, I don't know if I have the patience to, but man, see how long they are? They're like 20 feet long, man. Maybe longer. That's absolutely crazy. So hopefully they fruit. That'd be pretty sad if I let them grow all winter long and then got nothing from them. But we got this pepper plant here. They're just turning red. I'll be taking these. We got another one under here, another over here, and then this banana tree is going crazy. The mom in the middle, the mother, is doing really well. Really thick trunk. And hopefully when I repot this and I cut off some of these pups, that this tree does not die on me, because I've said it in videos before, I've had a lot of trouble once I separate the pups from the mother ends up dying. You know, and they say to leave at least three pups connected, and that's usually what I do, because those are all pups from the mother of this one here. This is the second generation of the original I started. That one's no longer with us, but it produced, I think, 15 pups off of that one, and I've given some away. And then this is one of the biggest, and then now we have all these, and they're doing really well. They got pretty good sized trunks on them. These are still pretty small. That one's all right, and I think I just gave one to somebody. Thought I had 5 of them in here. Oh, it's over here. And this one is doing really well. That's a nice trunk on that one, and it's growing pretty good. But that's the update from my indoor garden, and all my fruit trees upstairs are going to be going outside within the next 2 weeks. I've already started to move some out there for a few hours today because it's like 70, and I think in the next 10 days the lowest it's going to get is 38 degrees. I'm going to wait till it's in the 40s, like 45 to 50, before I leave them out overnight, just because I don't want them to go into shock, because they've been inside all winter. Even though we didn't have a really cold winter, and I've had the windows open in my place a lot. I didn't even turn the heat on in my townhouse. Well, I think I did one day. It was minus 7 or minus 8, and I made a video that's posted on my channel here. That was the coldest day of the winter, That's the only day I turn the heat on in my townhouse. Other than that, I haven't had it on because I have some space heaters that can heat my entire townhouse. And I set them for 70, and they keep my townhome 70 degrees. And it's crazy how two little space heaters can heat my whole entire upstairs, my entire mid-level, and my basement. You know, it's out in the main room out there, it's kind of chilly. It's kind of cold there, but in this maintenance room, you got your furnace and your water heater. It's kind of warm in here. So, works out pretty good. So I never use my heat. So that means I'm not using my gas, which is really good. But anyway, it's spring now, and it's time to start planting new seeds, new beginnings. But this is the time to start growing food. I'm sure you've been watching what's going on in the world and how crazy it's getting. And, I think it's Oregon. They're passing laws so you cannot have your own gardens on your properties. You cannot grow your own food. And it's only a matter of time till Big Daddy government tries to do that to everyone. Because all these billionaires like Bill Gates, they're trying to get people to start eating insect meat that they're growing in labs. That's why they're buying up all the farmland. So you can't grow on it. They're going to grow what they want, and you're going to eat what they shove down your throat. And then they own our government, so that's who gets the laws changed so they can do what they do. So start growing your own food. You know, you don't have to worry about all these dumbass billionaires that are trying to tell us how we're supposed to live our lives, and they tell us what to eat, you know, what kind of car to drive, what kind of stove you can have in your home. You know, this stupid shit, right? We're free people. And nobody is going to tell, no billionaire is going to tell me how to live my life, because I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like that asshole. He just has a lot more money. And he's got a lot more people willing to do stupid shit for him because he pays them well. You know, and that's what they do to the government. They buy our politicians, and then they get the laws changed, and then they can shove all their lab-grown meats and all that fake meats, fake chicken, and now you got all the fast food restaurants with, you know, a chicken McNugget. What does it have? 64 different ingredients in the thing? Come on, man, that's not food. They're getting it something that tastes like chicken. What's their French fries have a bunch of ingredients in them? It's a goddamn potato. How can it have more ingredients if it's just a potato, a French fry? You know, so it doesn't make sense, right? But they can sell it and people eat it. But you go to other countries and they cannot sell that in other countries because it's banned. It's against the law in these other countries. You cannot have genetically modified foods in these other countries because they know better. And it's crazy. We are one of the only countries in the world that allows that stuff. Even Mexico doesn't want that shit down there. They don't want them growing that GMO corn down in Mexico. And come on, it's out of control, and you know, people are sick. People die because they're unhealthy because of the food that is in these grocery stores. It's all fake. Nothing's real. And they're made with chemicals. And those chemicals are not regulated, basically. It's a chemical that tastes like chicken, so they can put it in the food as a substitute. You know, it's absolutely mind-boggling, the garbage that is in these grocery stores. I mean, you can go down an entire aisle, and none of it is real food. None of it. It's all made up. You know, all these chips and shit like that, they're made up with, oh man, it's just crazy. So, you know, you grow food and you eliminate those problems. Then you get your whole neighborhood to grow food and you really eliminate problems because everybody can support each other with different foods. You know, you can have an entire neighborhood growing, this house is growing all vegetables in their yard, these certain types of vegetables. And then this house down the street, they have a little more land. So they're growing corn and they're growing some of the other stuff that you can grow a lot of. You can grow, you need a large space to grow a lot. Well, and they take care of that responsibility. Then you got the whole community pitching in, doing their part. And then you're all sharing food with each other and bartering with each other and helping the community. Okay? And now everybody's eating healthy food. One house has chickens, so everybody has fresh eggs and fresh chicken meat. Okay, one's doing chicken for eggs, and then the other house at the other end of the street is raising chickens for meat. And if someone has a few acres, they can put a few cows on there. That provides meat for the community. I mean, it's all right there, and that's exactly what we got to get back to like they used to before they started telling us it's more convenient to go to the store to get this food instead of growing it yourself. And when I was a kid, on my bike I could ride through the neighborhood and stop at just about any yard and they would have some type of fruit or vegetables growing. There was one house that had raspberries and blackberries. There was another one that had apple trees. Another one had crab apples. One other had grapes. I mean, you could just ride your bike through the neighborhood and eat lunch, and the neighbors didn't care because they're growing all over their fence. That's a food fence. See, all these chain link fences in these neighborhoods could be vining plants. You cover your fence with grapes, you cover it with raspberries and blackberries or kiwi, and there you got a food fence that provides privacy and it provides food, and you're using space wisely to grow food. Stacking functions, you can fit a lot of food in a small space. But anyway, I'm rattling on. As I'm getting back to springtime, you can still get your design for your yard, for your lake home, for your property, or you got a homestead that you want to start, but you do not know where to start, how to get there. Contact me, Travis, at foodforceabundance.com, and we can design your home to be a regenerative, self-sufficient, food-producing landscape that can feed your family for generations to come. And it will increase the value of your home because your home is going to be a revenue generator for you, whether it's through bartering or through selling your excess produce or excess food. Because you can have community markets, or the community come together once a week and have like a farmer's market for people that do not live in a community. That's how you guys generate money for the community to add new things to. Maybe you have a community garden, you want to add solar, you want to add a greenhouse. All these things are possible, and it's all possible in your own backyard too. So we have solutions for everybody. Even 100% off-grid homestead. You want to get out of the cities, get away from everything, and live as a free man. You want your food, water, energy, all right there. We can design that into your property for you too. So give me a shout. I'm always available. Email. You can hit me through the website, or maybe hit me on. You can send me a DM on my Facebook page, or even Instagram to any of them, and I will answer as soon as I can. But let's get your yard designed and get food in the ground, and you compost that fiat. Turn fiat into food. Grow foods, my friends. Grow food.